Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So grab a beverage and join me for a short bedtime story. Remember last night, it was part one of The Secret Fortune. Well, because they are short bedtime stories, I think I'll do parts two and three combined. That sound okay? So, as a reminder, fair use commentary. Please be respectful with your comments and shout out to the mob, all my other bears I call the grizzlies, and the honey bears. Welcome. So let's find out what happens in parts two and three. All right, as a reminder, last night, Elise came across this bag of money. Okay? And when the story ended, she had tucked the bag into the back of her closet and stepped outside with the first $100 bill burning a hole in her pocket. And across the street, remember, there was a man in a dark coat who leaned against a lamppost. His arms were crossed, watching. Elise hesitated, her breath catching in her throat. Had she made the biggest mistake of her life? So now let's go to part two. Relax. Take a deep breath, ease into it. So Elise's fingers curled around the crisp $100 bill in her pocket as she stepped toward the corner store. Her heart pounded, not from excitement, but from something heavier, something colder. Was she being watched? She forced herself to walk normally, not to look back at the man by the lamppost. Maybe he wasn't watching her at all. Maybe it was just her imagination running wild, or maybe not. Inside the store, she picked up a loaf of bread, some fruit, and a carton of milk, staples she hadn't been able to afford without stretching her last paycheck. As she approached the counter, she hesitated before handing over the $100 bill. The cashier barely glanced at it before stuffing it into the register and handing her change. Nothing happened. No alarms. No suspicious looks. Relief washed over her. Maybe it's fine. Maybe no one is looking for the money at all. But as she stepped outside, the man from the lamppost was gone. Instead, a sleek black car was now parked across the street. The tinted window rolled down just enough for her to see a pair of eyes watching her before it rolled up again. Elise's breath caught in her throat. She hurried home, hands shaking as she locked the door behind her. The bag of money was still where she had left it, hidden deep in her closet. She sat on the edge of her bed, staring at it. What have I done? The knock on the door made her jump. Three sharp raps, impatient but measured. Elise stood frozen. Whoever was outside knew. Her phone buzzed in her pocket, a blocked number flashing on the screen. She swallowed hard and answered. A smooth, unfamiliar voice spoke. Elise, we need to talk. Open the door. So what should happen next? Should she run? Should she open the door? Should she try to find out who the money really belongs to? So we'll go to part 3. Let's move it down like this. Or maybe I'll keep it like, how about that? Go ahead. You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Haluna Moon said, open the door. I'd say I'd vote for that one. Email. So let's find out what happened next. Hang on. So this is part 3 of our short bedtime story. The weight of the money sat heavier on Simone's conscience. Wait a minute. No, I was putting together a couple of stories. My apologies. Let me go to- I know you're waiting to find out. What did she do? Hang on. All right. Part 3, The Secret Fortune. And I realize I spelled it incorrectly, so I changed fortune in the title. Elise's hands trembled as she set the letter down. A new deadline, a new threat. The money wasn't hers, but it had changed her life in ways she couldn't undo. The beautiful apartment, the silk dresses hanging in her closets, the freedom to walk into any restaurants and never check the price, all of it built on a secret she was never meant to know. Now, someone wanted it back. The knock at the door had been soft, almost polite, but when she peered through the peephole, the man waiting outside wasn't a delivery driver or a friendly neighbor. He was tall, sharply dressed, and wearing a watch that probably cost more than her old car. Someone who didn't waste time knocking unless they had something to say. Elise hesitated, but she knew she couldn't run forever. With a steadying breath, she unlatched the door and pulled it open just enough to meet his gaze. Elise Depew, his voice was smooth, almost pleasant. She nodded slowly. The man reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. He handed it to her without a word. Elise's stomach knotted as she unfolded it. It was a photograph, an old one, grainy and faded, but the face staring back at her was unmistakable. Jonathan, her breath caught. He was supposed to be gone, dead. She forced her voice to stay calm. I don't understand. The man tilted his head slightly, studying her. Yes, you do. Elise clenched the paper tighter. What do you want? He smiled, a slow, knowing smile. I want what belongs to me. The walls seemed to close in around her. The money, the sudden fortune, the unanswered questions. Jonathan wasn't the only one keeping secrets, and now it was time to face the truth. To be continued. Don't you want to know what happens in part 4? Good evening again. I hope you enjoyed parts 2 and 3 of the short bedtime story, The Secret Fortune. How's everyone tonight? I hope you're doing well. It is 10:32. It's night. So what did I miss today? I got up so early this morning. Oh, you were leaning all in. I actually have a couple of stories. I'm, on different pages here. So my apologies. I was already to launch into something else. Just a nice way to relax, unwind just before bedtime. Yeah, a mystery, right? You know, There's some real mysteries going on right now. That's a fictional story, right? And maybe it could apply. We will find out what happened as the story goes along. Yeah. Again, thank you for joining me. If I stay up as late as I did last night and get up as early as I did this morning, I will really, I will really regret it uh, the following day. Luna Moon says, "Great, Teddy. Thank you for the story as always. I'll be back for parts three." So I actually put parts 2 and 3 together. Tomorrow night will be part 4. This week is flying. Yeah. Yeah. So it's taking the guys who are redoing my floors. They're, they're really taking their time with this one. Yeah. Sanding, and now he's pretty much almost finished. Probably has another day of fine sanding, and then I have to decide on the stain. He doesn't want to stain my maple floors anything other than natural, and I'm used to. I mentioned this the other night. I gotta try to convince him I needed just a hint of color, if anything. Yeah. So it was very loud this morning, so I couldn't broadcast. But that will do it for me. I'm staying out of trouble. What is this for? Can you, let's see, remember the story about the girl? And I think it was Force, where she met a man and then she ate, what is this, ate? Or gave him something? Or did it? You mean the guy that came into the bar, the Rose? What was it? It was the Rose something? I have to look back. Yeah. All right. It's short, it's sweet, it's bedtime. All right. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the Grizzlies. Please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, before I come back. Email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. But that's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.